another camera on my computer here. One. Here's camera right up there. Right? See this one going, it's about to drop cops. What it say? Security warning. Security warning. Security warning. Oh, there. Watch, I'll go on YouTube there. They can see on the camera right there that I'm holding this phone to the screen here. Now the program's not crazy. Oh, watch here, look. After posting all the evidence and no lawyer come along and all these people got these cops defending them, and the guy goes and shoots Las Vegas supposedly. Look here now. This is my predictable pattern. Oh, look what they did. Perfectly dropped that there. Look, there's no garbage anywhere else, but no Coke cans, no nothing. And the icon on my phone for the camera was moved over to another screen when I went to go click on the camera and record that. So, I know I didn't do that. What are you going to try and do? Tell me that's not possible? What about the Equifax breach? How was that possible? That was supposed to be a more secure system than my phone I'm supposed to get from the government, right? That ultimately has what? Ties to who? Black Panthers? Wow. Oh, look, here's the banana peel. Still no other garbage. So what is that, ultimately, while we're talking about the Las Vegas shooting? A bunch of people with the advantage of unequal protection to invasion of privacy by any means, trying to get it so either I'm supposed to accept them, trying to enslave my mind to some kind of beacon, mass beacon they tried to make offensive, or go off and shoot people. Is that what it is? It's exactly what it is. And the interesting part is how they had access to my phone, which I had to get through social services department and all that, didn't I? Because they wanted to keep me so poor. Look at all the AT&T stuff there and all that crap there, right? Oh my goodness. And look, still no garbage, but it grows to prove the greatest point. Surreptitious weapons. It's not the gun. It's absolutely right. What are they doing? Trying to be able to use a weapon against my mind when they're nowhere around? Oh, here's one other bottle over here, right? Like cowards. Trying to get away with it behind the scenes. And it's interesting, too, how it would be the people who secure the alcohol industry, the people who sell the alcohol industry, who made the alcohol industry, the people who drink in the alcohol industry, trying to make any kind of public relations they can for all the children that die from drunk drivers, all the spousal abuse from drunks, all the individual shootings at bars from drunks, all the shootings at bars, all the fucking gang fights at bars, all the way down to Plaxico Burr shooting himself in the fucking leg at a bar. And all the way down to the cops and the government. They try and privilege themselves by trying to secure these privileges for all these nefarious characteristics, because, of course, that helps to give them probable cause certifications, give lawyers, the Bar Association, their ability to charge people all kinds of money for retainers. And then they sit there and try and tell me I'm not supposed to possess extractum of cannabis pharmacopoeia of the United States, 1834. And if I do, I'm supposed to do what? Pay them $75? Or else I'm just supposed to expect all this disrespect for my disposition of myself and what, go off and shoot people? No, that's what hurricanes and tornadoes are for. That's what earthquakes are for. There's the only thing big enough to get so many people trying to cause so much incest deflection. And with that, let me sing you a non-country song here. It goes like this. Once the clouds that's raining over your head reaches down to make your neighborhoods disappear and says community, the noise that you'll hear is the crashing down of Mike's hollow years. Spin that thing on a mic. Yeah, no. Look, there's no garbage over here either. And it's supposed to be some internal mental problem, isn't it? I'm supposed to just have some kind of mental problem. It's me. That's what it is, right? Like the Johnson family had always tried to insist to cover up for corrupt cops or fucking violent security guards so they could pay $1 million football players millions of dollars who are 70% black and therefore use the black community to try and keep that going on their behalf of that shit too. That's what it is. That's why your mother doesn't share when she's in menstruation and walk around with her tampon hanging out everywhere, right? Why? Why shouldn't she have why shouldn't they all have their mother's a privacy subterfuge like that with tampons and with walking around with a tampon so everybody know when they're in menstruation? When the creator has succeeded in keeping another LA shooter or another incest community deflector, demander from being born. So, let's say there were some kind of, support group in an alleged incident like the alleged Las Vegas shooter. You say, where would you find them? There would be Mike's Hard customers, wouldn't they? Not necessarily people who drink it all the time, but even people who just go in and buy it to try and use a cognitive beacon they can drop alongside the road, right? Surreptitiously. Look at the movie Strange Brew. And here they have the idea of a brewer using chemicals to make people, what? Violent? Now let's look who they are, actually. Especially if we got an alcohol industry that's trying to do what? Compensate for all the children they have killed with their automobiles and their alcohol industry together. And then that the automobile industry that's got the tailpipe, like that one right there, pointing right at the sidewalk right there. Doesn't that benefit the medical industry? Doesn't the medical industry ultimately own all the sporting teams? And who is it that defends that attempted privilege but the police and the sheriffs? Or I'm supposed to put up with that and be like, oh, I'm so degraded. I'm such a slave. I have no rights. I can't get cannabis. I can't walk in the store and buy cannabis. But after murder of child by the co-conspirating automotive industry, alcohol industry, and the judicial branch co-conspiring with the medical industry, all to suit their demand for tragic incidents to be called heroes. Which, by the way, if you filed for one the sting of the Georgia Department of Corrections, who were they dependent? Mike's Hard customers. That way you'll find them all. All you have to do is file all the purchases of Mike's Hard. That's their underground pirate flag. Their public sector, their, sublimation pirate flag. The new one, that's what it is. So they'll all be buying Mike's Hard. Not necessarily all of them that drink it, but they'll buy even just to use it as a flag drop, you know what I mean? Oh, and look at this pedestrian plotted Cognitive beacon. B and D. Is that like bondage and discipline fetish people? We come up with all kinds of evidence about the law enforcement agencies involved in that kind of stuff and the judicial branch of the government that were the same people that plotted to keep me from making it to extraction of cannabis with a false accusation of a firearm and trying to deny my right to 42-561 while they're trying to privilege themselves and their quote, cell phone prisoner purchasing, prisoner cell phone purchasing, and prisoner, payoff purchasing, drugs and cell phones and their little prison system there that are what they are, extortionists. Securing the right for the medical industry to own football teams because they make so much money off of people getting in drunk driving accidents, killing kids, injuring children, killing your mother with drunk drivers, and bar fights and so forth. While trying to keep me from what they call, quote, self-medicating, or realistically, just genomic symbiosis with vitamin THC of extractum of cannabis, Pharmacopoeia United States, page 1834. In other words, it's quite obviously they're just trying to deprivate me of every right, so I'm supposed to go off and shoot everybody. That's why they tried to give me a false accusation of firearm. They want me to want one. Because they can't empower themselves over the gestalt in any way, shape, fashion, or form, destroying you, society, forever remaining deliberately negative to them. And if you think it's bad yet, wait till the rest of those gas cavities that you all fucking created with your demand begin to collapse. And realistically, it's what your prodigy will deserve forever for remaining deliberate negligence to them. And for being the prodigy of them. Makes harder excuses for you to claim your authority, doesn't it? And then you take a case like, the Las Vegas shooter, alleged Las Vegas shooter. There's quite questions about that. You say, what can make somebody do something like that? Let's take a look at the movie The Game. Which, by the way, NFL, what's their new slogan? The game, the game, the game. That's the whole sporting industry, the game. So look at the movie The Game. Here what they have. A group of people, a confession by people that knew all about Miranda rights, of a group of people trying to use surreptitious activity, surround somebody, stalk them, in order to try to make them, quote, suicidal, which is the same thing as homicidal, isn't it? Trying to play with his bank account, destroy, bleed his bank, all these are surreptitious weapons. Electronics, trying to play his bank account and weapons, all this stuff, which is what they do. That's what the can on the side of the road is. Surreptitiousness, somebody who doesn't want to reveal themselves. And why? Because that was the whole impetus was from the first place. They always didn't want to reveal their incest. And so, the creator in their image created insects to do it back to them everywhere they go. They're all incest community people. Every one of them are. And that's their new incest community pirate flag. Mike's Hard. And they use their new Mike's Hard pirate flag to try and prove themselves to deportation, surreptitious, and grapevine deportation for a camouflage scapegoat so that they don't have to depose that they're the incest community. And not only are they the incest community, they are the incest rapists. They're the ones that rape their younger siblings, their cousins, brothers, sisters, and probably the dogs, and gerbils, and I wouldn't even doubt fish, too. So you want to try and say that I'm wrong? Watch how much video evidence I can come up with here. Never mind one single day, one thing like that. Why? This is downtown Cartersville, right in the pedestrian area. Watch how much evidence I can come up with where they do adultery and guilt-dependent government and their deliberate negligence to use chemical sublimation. Watch all these tailpipes here pointing at the sidewalk. All of them, come on. Pointing at the sidewalk. Tailpipe. On the pedestrian side. Tailpipe. Tailpipes on the pedestrian side. Tailpipes on the pedestrian side. Pointed right at the sidewalk. Tailpipe. Tailpipe pointed right at the sidewalk. That's not even the other side over there. Tailpipe on the pedestrian side. 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 That's the only one with a tailpipe not on the pedestrian side. Tailpipe pointing right at the pedestrian pathway. Look at that tailpipe pointing right at the pedestrian pathway. Tailpipe pointing right at the pedestrian pathway. Tailpipe pointing right at the pedestrian pathway. Tailpipe pointing right at pedestrian pathway. That's a lot of chemical sublimation that the government, whether it's adultery and guilt, gangsters that they sell phones to and all that stuff. The dependency for all these lawyers that engage in every single day of the week. Not 1 hour, not one thing. Now, where can I go get cannabis around here? Anywhere? There's absolutely nowhere I can purchase extractum of cannabis pharmacopoeia of the United States, page 1834. But let's go see what we can go buy some Mike's Hard in a gas station, and imagine how many of those evidences I can come up with, the ability to purchase Mike's Hard in the gas station, where you can purchase the ability to drive and therefore the ability to drink and drive at the same time. I'm just going to go to the closest gas station. I'm not going to go my way. It's prima facie evidence how much video evidence I can come up with that. And you notice these videos will play out in less than 10 minutes. So if I can do that all day long, how much video evidence can I come up and show you trying to tell me I'm wrong? I'm beginning this portion of the video by stating, of course, at least 2 more incidences that I wasn't able to capture on video because I can't walk around with a video camera on trying to keep my cell phone charged all the time. Of course, occurred, so you can imagine with all these other evidences accumulated together, how much they try and make it directly pinpointed. But watch this. Here you go. Here's what the government is doing. The government that empowered a little car stereo terrorist. The government tried to charge me with a fucking false accusation with a gun. Here's the ability to drive. Buy the purchase the means to drive, which of course, you know how many people that injured. Here we're going inside. Here's the ability to purchase the ability to drink. My purchase the ability to drive, secured by the government. Notice here what they have. There's a little Mike's Harder thing. Ready? See how the other ones? I want to see. Look at that. Mike's Hard. Where are the rest of them? Where's the natural ice? Oh, there's some over here. Look at how that one's separated over there. Wow, look at that. Tell me I'm wrong. How many gas stations can I go into and accumulate all this evidence from? Oh, and here we are in the same place. Now, let me ask you this. Who is that? Is that Janice Howard? Kind of looks like the same girl that they said was Janice Howard that filed the false accusation. Who is she? Now you tell me all you want. You can try and lie to yourself with all the video evidence you can see right over there. Look at all those tailpipes over there if you want. That I could come up with that could make this video and every single day, second of the day, accumulation of evidence that they're not trying to surround me because I won't do their little methamphetamines that feeds their bar association, that feeds the judicial branch of the government, that feeds the medical industry, that feeds the owners of all the athletic teams, because I stick to myself and I do my own thing. They're not trying to use me because they can, then it's because I stick to myself. It's easier to try and use word of mouth to turn people against me, trying to isolate me with nothing, to surround me with nothing but complete disrespect for my person, who I am, until I completely hate the human race. Accuse me of false gun charges, so I'm supposed to want to get a gun, and they go off a shoot so they can get all this public relations deflection for their selling the ability to drive and drink in the same place, for their gassing the prenatal with that tailpipe right there. So they create all these hero claims, hero football players, hero cops, hero military people, and they're all just doing the same divide while concurring. And then, I'm supposed to be the lone terrorist because that's what I do, right? I'm the lone terrorist, and they're such great people, all sitting there plotting and waiting for your children to get in drunk drive accidents, your babies to be born defective because of where they put the tailpipe, and that gas they all know is dead. The government securing it, trying to keep you from extracting the cannabis, and the little gangsters and adultering guilds they had always established during the entire drug world to privilege themselves to be in possession of it and distribute it for the bar association to get their retainer fees from their cops' probable cause certification, so the football players can make millions of dollars when it all goes to the medical industry too. You could try and tell yourself that ain't true all you want. I just proved it with a cumulative evidence of a video that can be only 10 minutes long, but if I went around and I found every bit of piece of accumulative evidence throughout just this town alone, that video will turn into all day long hours, 24 hours, 24/7. And they want to do so that when you're supposed to go up and shoot people because they've surrounded you with lack of disrespect for your being as a human, so you're supposed to hate humans, then they can put more of the human traffickers in position of authority, more security. They're going to smuggle their cell phones and their drugs into their prisoner friends, family members and cousins that rape your sisters and they rape their cousin, and they get to be called heroes, and more gangsters, more Frank Lucases, more Ike Taylors in security, more war on the horizon, Homeland Security Department people, and more Stephen Paddocks, all in security. With the good, background check. And then what else would happen? All the cumulative evidence and all my videos will never get a court case in it. Never a court disposition against their favor. That's the biggest thing, isn't it, really? Because they really don't care that they do it or that they do it. It's about them being put on the record in the court to do it. Because then that might give a foreign government to come and do the same thing to them. Before, never mind the North Koreans, they get possession of our nuclear program if they're not already in it.